anytime a man will compare you, and this is with the other man I was with. I was with a guy with my first son's child's father, and they had something in common. Gregory James was his name. He had something in common with Emily's house. They both are black men. That's what they got in common. We all black people. That's what we got in common. We all come from Chicago, Illinois. We all care for each other. But sometimes being with someone, you want them to change some things about themselves, okay? Just to make you happy, just to make them all happy, you know? But this is an example of what they do. They compare the other woman that they're seeing to the woman they're with. No other woman can compare to another black woman. This is how fights get started. This is how you lose the person that you're with. If you're not happy with this woman being who she is, then leave her alone. Do not expect for her to change her whole identity, her whole personality to be with you. Leave them alone if they cannot accept who they are. And then you got some people that will they'll rob other people. Like, for example, this girl, she saw this bracelet that was really shiny and nice. And she saw some other girl wearing it, and she liked it. And the girl had said, "Can I see your bracelet?" Another girl asked her, "Can she see her bracelet?" She said, "No, this is mine. This is what my mother brought me for my birthday." So what she did with a group of her friends, after she was rejected, she went with a group of her friends to beat her up and snatch off her bracelet. That's what she did with it. She jumped on her and snatched her bracelet off and put it on her arm. What she did was took something that mattered to another person. She wanted who she was. She wanted to be that little girl. She wanted her bracelet. She wanted it to be her mother. When you put on somebody else's clothes, you want to be just like that person. If you want to wear their jewelry, you want to be just like them. You got the same jewelry and the same clothes that the other lady is wearing. That is a person with a serious problem. And that person I will get away from. And the reason, if they're not letting you see their stuff, then don't touch it. And then you got some women out here, they got another identity problem. They want someone else's man. Oh my God, I saw pictures of them nude. Oh, and I saw how his sex organ looked. And this is a lot of white women that does this when they see a black man. She's not interested in knowing him. She was interested in sex. So you got a lot of white women that's like that with black men. She wanted to become the black girl so that she can get with a black cultural man. That's what she wanted. She wanted his organ. She wanted to be the black girl. And that's why some of the black women call them white trash. Because you want what the black girl wants. You will steal her man. You will steal her identity. You will take things that matter to us. Take her ideas, her ideas, the things that she's thinking of to romance her man, her culture with. That is a white woman with a serious problem. If you're trying to be black, that's a woman that don't like herself. Those are women that got identity issues. When she wants your man, your culture. It's okay to like someone. It's okay to love someone. But you know what? In some neighborhoods, they don't tolerate that. They don't tolerate the white girl taking a black girl's man. And a black girl will get offended because her man is with another culture that he feels is better on the other side. You know? I'm going to tell you what I did one time to my ex-fiance, Gregory James. We were walking down the street. He was talking about another woman. Her name was Pam. That's how we broke up. Her name was Pam. And she was quiet. He told me I was becoming a loudmouth woman, so he didn't want to date me no more. And I was too crazy and all this other stuff, that I act on my emotions. I act on my feelings. So he didn't want no woman that was honest. He didn't want no woman that wore her emotions and feelings up on her sleeves to be noticeable. So what he did was he went with a girl called Pam. She was quiet. She was what I used to be. I used to be so quiet. And I used to be so calm and so easygoing and stuff like that. Well, he started talking about her to me. And when he was talking, I had stopped in my path. I stopped walking, and he just kept walking and talking. He didn't even realize that I was not walking with him. And then he turned around and he said, "You all the way back there." I said, "That's because you're talking about another woman. So therefore, I don't need to be with you." And that's what I told him. And he was like, he was like, "Don't ever do that. You made it look like I was talking to myself." And I said, "Well, you are talking to yourself because you didn't have me with you because you were talking about another woman. So I left you talking to yourself, and you had walked ahead and kept on walking ahead. You were all up in the clouds talking about this other woman. So I left you to the clouds, and I left you by yourself, talking by yourself. And everybody was just laughing at him on the block. Everybody was just laughing at him because they say he was talking to himself." I said, "Of course he is. He's talking about another woman." So I just stopped in my tracks and let him walk and talk by himself. Because you talk about another woman, you ain't talking to me. You talking about another woman, so you need to be with her. You don't need to be with me. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "It's true. You don't need to be with me. If you're going to be talking about another woman to me, you don't need to be with me." So, that whole day, I just left him talking to him. Every time he brought her up, I would stop. Every time he brought up Pam, I would stop. Every time he talk about Pam, I would stop. And then I would walk the other way because I don't want to change myself to please him. That's what this is about. I don't want to change who I am to please him. I shouldn't have to change myself to please some man. If you don't like me, then get the hell away from me. And that's the way I felt about him. That's the way I felt about Gregory James. That's the way I felt about Emily's house. You don't like me for me? Get the fuck away from me. And that's just how I feel. Go with who you want to be with. And I wish you two the best life ever together. Again, my name is Terena House. Well, not Terena House. I don't even want to claim that house name. It's Terena HINES. Use my maiden name, Terena HINES. I slipped and said Terena House. Terena HINES. Use Terena HINES. Terena. Last name, HINES. I want to keep my maiden name, Hines. I'm not putting House on this video because he decided to be with somebody else. So I can't claim House if Emily's house want to be with somebody else. I can't claim that man. You have a great day.